Greetings and welcome to Newsroom TV, the news read by Audience Mutema. The headlines. Chamisa denies demoting rival Mwonzora. US demands prosecution of killer soldiers. In the courts, Buyanga barred from taking child out of Zimbabwe. In business, small-scale miners leasing claims to foreigners due to lack of capacity. In sports, ZBC requires €750,000 for the live broadcast of the Africa Cup of Nations. News in greater detail. MDC leader Nelson Chamisa has dismissed claims that he had demoted former party secretary general and arch-rival Douglas Mwonzora. Chamisa unveiled his national executive Thursday, in which he appointed as Mwonzora deputy secretary for international relations. Mwonzora last month lost in his bid to retain the position of secretary general to Chamisa's top ally Charlton Wende.
I heard a lot of people saying, Mwonzora has been demoted. We had the election, and there was an outcome to that election. What we have done is to say, Comrade Mwonzora has to continue to be safe, particularly in the leadership of the party, which is something that is not common in political parties like ZANU-PF and other such vindictive parties. For us, we believe that we have to work together, and we must be able to unite people going forward. So yes, Comrade Mwonzora is going to serve there.
Mwonzora, prior to the May Congress, had indicated his willingness to challenge Chamisa for the position of president, but the 41-year-old party leader protected his position by reportedly shepherding party structures and stopping his rival's nomination. SADC Executive Secretary Stegomena Lawrence Tex was expected in Harare late Thursday for meetings with President Emmerson Mnangagwa and other government officials ahead of the chairmanship of the regional body's organ on politics, defense and security. Zimbabwe was incorporated as a member of Troika that oversees regional securities and political issues last year. Both Foreign Affairs Minister Sibusiso Moyo and Permanent Secretary James Manzowu were not available for comment. The United States has demanded that President Emmerson Mnangagwa prosecute members of the military accused of killing 6 protesters last year. Mnangagwa unleashed the army after violent protests by pro-opposition supporters broke out on August 1 last year. The army killed 17 more people in January this year after more protests, this time over a 150% fuel price increase. After meeting Mnangagwa on the sidelines of the ongoing US-Africa Summit in Maputo, Mozambique, US Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs Thabo Nagy used his Twitter account to share what they had discussed. Nagy wrote that he had told Mnangagwa that the US wants urgent accountability on the killings of civilians in Zimbabwe by the military. Mnangagwa hailed the meeting with Nagy as a milestone and a new chapter in US-Zimbabwe relations strained since 2001, when the Western power imposed sanctions on the ZANU-PF regime over human rights abuse and electoral fraud. Immigration officials from Harare Thursday arrested Chinese national CYO Shanglong and were still holding him late in the day, police have confirmed. Shanglong, who works for a Norton-based tile manufacturing company, Yingfeng, was this week sucked into controversy after he was accused of bashing traditional leader Chief Chivero on Monday. According to Yingfeng owner William Gang, 2 immigration officers arrived at the company's premises in the satellite town 40 kilometers northwest of Harare and took away Shanglong.
2 guys, and then he's not coming to arrest me. He's coming to set me a trap.
Chivero reported a case of assault on Monday, but the Chinese national has claimed the traditional leader has been pestering the company's owner for a $16,000 bribe. In the courts, controversial businessman Frank Buyanga, who 2 weeks ago was granted an order by Harare Magistrate Court Marijuana Zogofa, forcing his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his son to surrender the minor child passport, will have to wait a bit longer. Buyanga's baby mama Chantal Muteskwa has since approached the High Court and got an order that effectively suspended the Gofa's judgment. It means Muteskwa can withhold the minor child's passport after she raised fears Buyanga may have been planning to take the child out of the country and into another jurisdiction in which orders issued by Zimbabwean courts may not be actionable. High Court Judge Justice Jacob Manzunzu granted an interim order after an application by Moteswa through a lawyer Mnyaradzi Bukanya. Still in the courts, Destiny of Africa Network founder Obadiah Mosindo has petitioned the High Court to charge 9 individuals from a rival organization, Avalon Destiny, with contempt of court after they allegedly interfered with his operations against a court order interdicting them. The 9 are Mangaliso Shoko, Traiwe Mukandara, Viola Mandunguza, Farai Makwerere, Agrippa Mparaganda, Tafadzwa Dakwa, Neva Janira, Lydia Kaseke and Evelyn Terra. The ZANU-PF aligned cleric is claiming the 9 are causing him distress and tormenting him and his members. In business, indigenous miners are leasing mining claims to foreigners because they do not have adequate resources to keep in business. According to the group's president Henrietta Rushwaya, some of the small-scale miners have resorted to selling their minerals to illegal buyers who offer hard currencies. Rushwaya said that lack of capacity and adequate mechanization is pushing miners towards desperate and illegal alternatives.
Many people have been asking me how did I manage it, because they could see that everything was there, everything was just happening, things were being paid. So I've told people that it was through Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. So I would advise everyone to join this Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. Their policy is good because it took all the weight off my shoulders.
We end with sports. The Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation requires over 750,000 euros in order to be able to broadcast the Africa Cup of Nations finals that get underway in Egypt Friday. Zimbabwe plays host Egypt in Cairo. In the tournament, opener and local fans have been left in a difficult position amid roaring power blackouts. The announcements by the state broadcaster is the latest in what will be a series of bad news for local football fans who were hoping to watch their idols take to the field at the African Soccer Jamboree. Management at the national broadcaster told the Parliamentary Committee of Information and Media during a tour of its Pockets Youth premises Thursday that negotiations with private content provider Kwese has rights to some of the matches are in progress. To end this news bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Chamisa denies demoting rival Mwonzora. US demands prosecution of killer soldiers. In the courts, Buyanga barred from taking child out of Zimbabwe. In business, small-scale miners leasing claims to foreigners due to lack of capacity. ZBC requires 750,000 euros for the live broadcast of the Africa Cup of Nations. Reporting for newzimbabwe.com, I am Audience Mutema. For these and more stories, please do visit our website www.newzimbabwe.com and our YouTube channel, Newzim TV.